Please welcome Mr. James McAvoy. You on their shirt there, look at that.
Oh, I'm very touched.
James McAvoy, ladies and gentlemen. What a dapper young fella.
Thank you.
You're looking very smart, very healthy.
Cheers.
I love The Last King of Scotland. I hope you all got to see that movie. Did you see that film, The Last King of Scotland? Incredible film. And that scene, we showed that scene because that reminds me of the night I met my wife.
Who was who? Were you Idi Amin or were you
I was Amin. That's one of the only clips we could show because that was a pretty intense movie. I mean, pretty, you know, gruelling to watch, no doubt, to make as well, I would have thought, certain scenes.
Yeah, it was a proper adventure, like in the true sense of the word, but, you know, adventures aren't always enjoyable, you know. And there was times I had a great laugh, don't get me wrong, but it was a proper up and down adventure. It was an amazing experience.
Where did you shoot it? Did they actually shoot it in Uganda?
Yeah, we went to Uganda, and we did like 4 whole days in Scotland and Glasgow, all of which get cut from the film because we just realised Uganda was infinitely more interesting.
We had Forrest Whitaker on the show.
Aye.
What a gentleman, what a lovely man.
Yeah.
And of course, what a tremendous actor. When you work together with people like that, do you have the same sort of style as him? Does he act in a different way? I mean, are you... how does that work? Do you...
He's a total method actor. I don't know if he's a method actor all the time, but he was for this film. And he really kind of lived the part and stayed in the accent the whole time. And it was really amazing for all of us. Kind of weird, though, because you'd spend... You know, there's a lot of downtime in making a film, and you've got to kind of chat about something, but you can't talk about anything with somebody who's in character as Idi Amin. You can't go, how's the wife? I killed her, right? Do you know what I mean?
And so you're presumably you're not one of these people who tries to stay in character?
I'm not. No, maybe one day I will be, but I've never really played a part that I felt the need to kind of go there, you know?
Is it difficult, though? I mean, over and above that, is it difficult working with someone like that when they know you're not going to be doing it? Do they feel like you're sort of judging their style?
You feel
or do you
like
ever
I'm
feel
not working hard enough?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like you're not putting the effort in.
Maybe. You'd need to ask them. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, I work hard for the other actor all the time, but maybe they do think that I'm just kind of winging it. I don't know.
Now, it was a very popular movie, and as we said, it's kind of a movie which is, you know, quite gruelling. It's an emotional movie. Another film which you made, which was equally popular and just as much of a kind of journey for people to go on emotionally, was Atonement, of course.
Yeah.
I thought you did a superb job in that,
Thank you.
And Keira Knightley as well. Let me ask you about the accents in that, because we're doing a very different accent to what you have. And not just an English accent, but an English accent from a specific period.
Yeah.
And the character aspiring to be something in a different class than the actual... Kind of a lot of layers you have to put into that.
Yeah, but, you know, that gives me a hell of a lot to do. And I'm always saying that, you know, accent isn't acting, but then it seems to be all I ever do is different accents. So the accent we went for was not necessarily how people spoke at that time, but it was certainly how actors were speaking at that time, and for a wee while after as well. And that was great fun. Getting to play with style as well as just truthfulness or something, that's always brilliant, you know.
So I guess you were trying to recreate the sort of accent that people would have seen in movies of that period.
Yeah, totally. So we watched a lot of Brief Encounter, which is one of my favourite films.
Oh, what a movie, what a movie.
And we got to kind of like say, well, if we're going to watch this, is there any chance we can get to see it in a cinema? Yeah. And they put it on in the cinema for us.
You know, I loved your performances in the film, but some parts of the film I didn't like so much. But when I've seen clips of it again recently, I'm thinking of it again, it's impressed me more and more. So I think maybe I went in with such high expectations because of the book.
Yeah,
and maybe I didn't, you know, open myself up.
It was very hyped as well, I think, you know, and I think by the time it did really well in this country and everybody loved it, and then by the time it got to America, they'd heard all about it and they were a wee bit more snippy, but they still liked it, but they were a wee bit snippy.
Okay, let's have a look at a clip. But it's always hard to get a clip from a movie like this out of context, but I think you'd agree this is just a fabulous moment. And she's terrific in that.
She's fantastic in it, Keira. She's just an incredible actress, I think, and I think that's such a sophisticated performance. She's like 5 years old, so it's amazing.
How big was the length of time that you shot that film? How long did it take? What sort of period of your life did that take up?
3 months plus rehearsals. Joe managed to get his 3 weeks rehearsals. I don't know how he managed it, so probably about 4 months.
And is that a lot for a movie? Is that less than normal?
It's a lot for any film, but it's a lot particularly for a British film of this nature.
And after you finish it out of that, I imagine there's a great sense of relief. You must feel pretty...
Yeah.
There must be... Do you let off steam? Do you go out and get kind of lathered, whatever it is?
Leathered?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get leathered. Yeah, we ended up going out. The guy who was Peter Robertson, who was the Steadicam operator, he had the toughest job in the day.
Because he had to walk through the whole thing and rehearse it.
It was like cover a couple of miles a day and all that kind of stuff. We had a big heavy weight on you. Anyway, we went out with him in the focus pool and a couple of the cast and went and had a drink. And we were in this hotel in the middle of nowhere, and we ended up not in the middle of nowhere, in Redcar. And no, sorry Redcar, I'm really sorry about that. And we went kind of out of the hotel into the woods and kind of got really steaming, and we woke up the next morning with golf balls smacking us on the head.
So, hold it, so you woke up, you slept all night out on the golf
Slept all
course?
night, and we were on a golf course, and we got the manager coming out shouting at us. It was a bit weird, but it was nice.
Hold it, so what did you drink to get that, if I may use the phrase, shit-faced? You must have really been putting it away.
I wasn't buying, but it was a mixture of, I think it was Stella and champagne.
So all night, for hours and hours that day?
Yeah, we were absolutely hackett. It was not nice.
And how many of you were sleeping on the golf course?
5 or 6 of us.
5 or 6. Imagine that's a horrible thing to find out when
But
you're
the
just
weird
trying to play around a golf and there's 6 drunken Scots lying in your way there.
The weird thing is, though, about 8 o'clock in the morning, when the manager came and shouted at us, he started shouting at us and telling us to get off the green. And then as soon as we moved off the green into the rough, he was really happy.
Well, because you're an added challenge to the golfers in the rough.
Yeah,
They've got to get past the drunk blokes.
Okay,
let me ask you about your new movie, because I haven't seen this yet. I'm very keen to see it. I'm very excited. It's a movie that was based on a comic strip, but I know it's very different to the comic book. It's called Wanted.
Yeah.
How would you describe it to people?
It's a proper big old action movie for adults, really. Loads of swearing, loads of action, loads of violence, and don't go and see it if you don't like violence, and don't go and see it if you don't like kids. Don't go and see it if you are a kid.
OK, so it's not a kids' movie,
no.
Even though it's kind of got a comic book gloss to it, hasn't it?
Yes, definitely.
It's a very different sort of film for you, though.
Very different sort of film for me. It's about, it's about a section of young men and young women as well, kind of mid-20s and 30s, who have got everything they need, really, but are suffering from kind of postmodern angst, and then they become a superhero.
Believe it or not, that is James McAvoy right there in the movie, and that is not CGI. That's the man's body. You must you bulked up for this. You really worked out for this.
I did work out a little bit for this. Thanks for printing that up. Go on. Yeah, I did bulk up for this. I did like 6 weeks training with a guy called Glenn Chapman, who kicked 7 colours of shit out of me.
So when you get cast, they say, OK, we want you for the part, we know you can act, but we need you to physically become more impressive. Is that right?
Yeah, a little bit. But I was very kind of certain with them. I said, I don't want to get too big, because there's no point in casting somebody like me if you're just going to turn you into a kind of...
That's a mistake I made. I put on too much bulk when I used to work.
Fighting against it.
Yeah, all the time. And how about the stunts in the movie? You do those yourself? You do some of them, or are you allowed to?
I do some of the stunts myself. I won't lie and say that I did them all myself, because, when actors say that, you just feel like saying, look, if you're Steven Seagal, then I kind of believe you, but... because he's obviously really hard. But my stuntman was like a 3 times world kickboxing champion, so you're going to think, well, he's going to make me look cool. He did about half of them and I did half of them. And I did get to do some pretty cool stuff. I got to jump on a moving car that was going at 30 miles an hour.
That must be great fun.
Pretty cool. I've got it on my phone and everything.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at it.
You want to see it?
Let's have a look.
Now, this is just the rehearsals. This isn't actually the
hold
thing
it.
from the
You've
thing.
got the rehearsals and the actual finished scene on here.
I've got the rehearsal.
Okay.
Here. Right, you ready?
OK, yeah, I'm watching this.
That's me.
Wow. Hold it, that's not you, that's a stuntman.
That's me, man.
That's a stuntman.
Oi, check it out, big hair.
So again. Yeah, no, hold it.
Oh,
okay.
who's that?
Yeah, but you ran out a shot and then you came back in. I think you ran out and the stuntman ran in so you could show off to your friends.
You're cynical. And you've changed. Can I get a round of applause for that? Thank you.
Okay. We've got the trailer of Wanted, so you can see James McAvoy doing some of his own stunts in Wanted. It opens on June 25th. Have a look at it. That looks great. Of course, you're in that movie. You see there with the a remarkably beautiful Angelina Jolie. She's a sort of very striking woman, of course. Let me ask you about the day that you have to kiss her for the first time in a movie.
Right.
Okay. That's is that just a regular acting job, or do you think, I'm going to kiss? They're some of the most famous lips in the planet. There.
Well, you get in the morning, they give you the schedule, and you go right. So in the morning you've got the action scene, and then in the afternoon you've got the kissing scene.
Okay.
And then you go and have a salmon sandwich and a cigarette. And they say, by the way, we'll switch the scene, so you're doing the kissing scene first now, and you're like, whoa. And you're running about trying to get bloody chewing gum and toothbrush and all that kind of stuff, and it's never easy.
When you kiss her, do her lips feel as big as they look? Do they feel... because I looked at those lips, I think, wow, wouldn't it be nice to kiss her? But then I think I'd be a bit scared of kissing her because her mouth is bigger than most people's, and also the lips are so cushiony. I imagine you'd probably have to get your feet, get some good purchase in case you bounce back off the lips, because it's pretty big. You'd go in for the kiss, and then she'd pucker them suckers up, and you'd possibly lose a lens or something. Did you feel? But it must have felt. Tell us all, what's it like to kiss Angelina Jolie? Exactly. Talk us through it, blow by blow. No, I don't want to kiss you, but...
You want to do it?
No, I don't want to kiss you. No. I don't want to do it.
Do you not want to do it?
It's horrible to kiss you.
See, I don't know, you're really brave. You're a really, really brave comedian, and then you get up and you try to kiss you, and I've seen a couple of people on your show try and kiss you.
You know
and you're
why?
not up for it.
Because if you kiss me, we got to go all the way. That's the way I am. I know you're a professional, you're an actor. You're not, you're not going to enjoy it in that way. But at the same time, what's it feel like? They feel.
It could be anybody, man.
Could be anybody.
It could be anybody
Same
when you're
kissing.
kissing somebody on film, when you're having sex on film. You know,
That's
when you
some big old
plus
lips.
the fact is you're getting paid for it, so you think you've got to make it look good, and then you get all uptight.
So you're more worried about the effect and the.
No, you're not so much worried about the fact, you're just worried about getting it right. You're also worried about not making the other person feel like you're leching after them and getting
Yes.
a bit of copping a bit of feeling, all that kind of stuff.
Did you cop a feel?
No, of course I didn't. You know what I mean? She did. I tried to tell her, settle down, darling, do you know what I mean? But, you know, she couldn't be told.
And do you have to grab her and wrestle her down at any stage?
No, she's pretty much in control of the situation, and she beats the hell out of me through the entire film, to the point where my face is a bloodied mess. So.
Did you get knocked around in the film at all, though? I mean, if you're doing
Yeah.
fight scenes, there is a danger of that.
Yeah, she knocks me about something rotten. Whenever she's hitting me in the face, she misses on purpose, of course. But her character uses knuckle dusters, and of course she wouldn't have real metal knuckle dusters. She had like plastic knuckle dusters, but they're still quite sore if they hit you.
Yeah, I bet.
And whenever she was hitting me in my side or in my stomach or in my back, she'd feel free to just have a quiet wee dig.
Yeah.
And you know, after about 20 takes, you're slightly going, you know what, Angelina, do you want me to just kind of hit you back?
Yeah.
But, so it was all right.
Such a gentleman to ask, though.
No, I know. Would you very much like to hit you back? Yeah.
Hey, really nice to have you on. I'm thrilled you came on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Genuinely, when I know you're in a movie, I know I'm going to see a good performance.
Thank you very much.
And you're pretty good opposite them as well sometimes, so it's...
You're very kind.
I love seeing your movies.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you for coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, James McAvoy.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much, and we edit it all down and you'll be thrilled.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
James McAvoy.
Yeah.